Hello, and welcome to the X-Engine Server Module 4 FHIR video. In this video, we'll talk about the use cases that FHIR helps implement. Let's start with some industry observations. The healthcare market today is edging toward a complete recalibration. Healthcare reform has influenced the dynamics of the market and shifted more healthcare decisions to individuals. An employer doesn't serve as the decision maker for a patient anymore. Patients are being recharacterized as consumers who are increasingly taking an active role in their care experience and now have more control over their own healthcare and healthcare options. Health plans have to compete in the marketplace for individuals just like any other business does. The better the consumer experience, the more patients they attract, thereby the more revenue they get. How do you give better service to individuals? What incentives can health plans offer? As you know, today we are in the era of mobile healthcare applications and their migration to the cloud. These new technology advancements cause quite a few challenges to health plans. Applications need access to healthcare data stored in the cloud and be able to share it without significant effort. Applications need to have comprehensive electronic health records discoverable, structured, and standardized in order to support machine-based processing. As different datasets use different formats, health plans have to handle the challenging issue of interoperability between healthcare apps. However, health plans have a rigid data workflow and may not be prepared to change their existing back-end systems. Health plans that provide their end users with tools such as web portals or mobile apps for easy interaction with health data are differentiated from those who don't. They have a better consumer experience and are several times more likely to remain viable in the market and more likely to acquire new patients and providers. They significantly increase their annual profits by enticing new members. And they also dramatically reduce customer support costs. So what is FHIR? Fast Health Interoperability Resources is an interoperability standard designed for a faster and more efficient electronic healthcare information exchange. FHIR is based on the mature HL7 standard and is poised to replace CCD and HL7 v2. Although these standards will coexist for some time, it's time now to explore FHIR and start using this new standard. CCD and HL7 v2 holistically describe the full episode of care, including patient information and demographics, previous illness history, procedures and treatment applied, practitioners and assistants involved, pre- and post-procedure lab results and measurements. In contrast, FHIR has a different approach, which decouples all of this information into separate pieces such as patient, practitioner, procedure, observation, and so on. It gives you a better overall view and allows you to query the system in different ways, even outside of a single episode of care, to see the full picture around the patient rather than within the narrow confines of a single treatment. So what are the reasons for the popularity of FHIR? FHIR resolves multiple issues, such as access to electronic health record systems, including payer-based data, by using a simple framework for extending and adapting existing resources. FHIR has taken the position of a de facto industry access method for simple requests to member-related health data in real time. And there is no alternative solution available in the market today. FHIR implementers can easily add extensions for additional differentiation and new data elements without significant effort and rework. FHIR adoption sets the stage for health plans and providers to have electronic health records exchanged in a standard open format that will future-proof the integration access points. This reduces long-term costs and leverages existing resources and skills. The X-Engine Server module for FHIR allows you to jumpstart your FHIR development on the smart trading platform without investing any significant time or resources. It makes it easier to aggregate and merge patient data from different sources, as well as to access and share patient data. You can take advantage of quick and easy integration into your existing back-end systems, including adjudication, membership, clinical, and other types of data sources. You can use the FHIR workflow in your web and mobile applications. Everything comes packaged in the box. Out-of-the-box artifacts for payer customizations, such as a set of pre-built maps for commonly used financial and clinical transactions, and standard specifications. You can facilitate care coordination with non-FHIR compliant partners. A reference implementation of all typical payer-centric scenarios, such as eligibility verification, care coordination, quality measures, and claim processing, and more ready-to-use scenarios for MedEffects in the future. A HAPI, or HL7 Application Programming Interface, FHIR server preloaded with sample data for business scenarios. A comprehensive web portal with a user-friendly interface to facilitate the understanding of FHIR concepts for those users who may not be familiar with the technical aspects of FHIR. Dashboards with patient statistics information that provide a visual perspective over large volumes of FHIR data without any special ETL tools, expensive databases, or reporting infrastructure. Let's go through the use cases that the X-Engine Server module for FHIR gives a platform for. The goal of the consumer transaction case study is to provide members with access to healthcare information through consumer-friendly web portals and to retain the health plan's current and proven back-end systems. You can use the exposed FHIR interface to query eligibility data in the current back-end system and let members quickly confirm coverage for medical procedures using the self-service capabilities. With the X-Engine Server module for FHIR, you will gain a competitive advantage for individual patients and reduce the number of support calls, thereby reducing support expenses. Quality measures are often used to evaluate providers' work, to properly distribute payment between them, and to offer provider ratings to patients. You can leverage the existing FHIR infrastructure and framework to implement the quality measures you need. You don't need to rip and replace existing quality measure engines if you already have your own, and you don't have to buy expensive quality measure engines. You can also reduce the effort put into chart reviews and health effectiveness data and information set projects for calculating patient outcomes. The care coordination scenario establishes efficient communication with providers for them to easily share patients' clinical data with each other. FHIR technology gives providers access to patients' clinical data and ensures interoperability of data from different sources. It helps proactive care managers prevent expensive emergency room visits and reduce the cost of care delivery for payers and patients. Real-time claim processing allows you to get additional clinical information from accountable care organizations. You can use the FHIR technology to independently query ACOs for additional patients' clinical data to speed up claim processing and retain the current proven back-end systems. It allows you to increase the first pass claim rate, reduce claim processing time, reduce the number of support calls, and cut costs on claim processing. Now, let's take a look at some benefits that you gain by using the X-Engine Server module for FHIR. First, organizations with basic experience or no prior experience can leverage rapid adoption without extra investments, as the solution comes as an easily installable package. The X-Engine Server module for FHIR contains the FHIR standards database, maps, and out-of-the-box guidelines for recent HL7 standards. You can also use the pre-built reference implementation. The X-Engine Server module for FHIR also ensures full integration with existing education, membership, and other systems by providing a complete set of guidelines and maps between FHIR and current standards such as CCD, HL7, and HIPAA. Second, the X-Engine Server module for FHIR supports request-response transactions by utilizing the bidirectional flow to and from existing backend systems, front-ending the flow under the FHIR interface. The X-Engine Server module for FHIR gives you a competitive advantage in the market. You can leverage the flexibility and ease of use of the FHIR standard by using early consumer products. And finally, with the X-Engine Server module for FHIR, you can help speed up value-based care. The quality measure model and supporting artifacts provide rapid enablement of a health plan into the age of value-based care, which relies heavily on quality measures and provider ratings. We hope you enjoyed this video. You can also visit our channel at youtube.com/edeffects to find more videos and presentations. See you next time.